Hi everyone, I am a half hour late. Well, I guess by the time you see this, we're like an hour late. I'm sorry. Um, so bunch of hormonal kids in space for 86 years. What could go wrong? A lot. Answer a lot. So, hi, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. Movies and TV reviews, sometimes music. Earlier today, there was a little bit of music. That's what we do here. And today we're going to talk about a movie that, my opinion of might surprise you, especially if you've been around Tomatoes. And that movie is Voyagers, which is getting very little fanfare, and I quite liked it. Voyagers is a film written and directed by Neil Berger. I know, it makes you want to go get, drive through after. I just found out our town's getting an In-N-Out burger. Yes. And a Five Guys. Like, that's fantastic. Neil Berger, who did, among other things, he did Divergent, which I didn't hate as much as everyone else did. The first, even the sequel, like, the Divergent movies, I'm just like, this is watchable. Like, everyone was just like, maybe it's the same way I feel about Chaos Walking. Maybe I'm just a little easier on these YA movies. But people are like, I hated those Divergent movies. Like, I don't know. I think they underutilized Shailene Woodley, but otherwise I didn't think they were too bad. I think she's done better work by far, but I think that they were fine. They were no Hunger Games. They weren't even really Maze Runner level, but they were fine. He also did, though, some also actually good movies, like Limitless, and a movie that I have I like a lot. Part of it because it was shot down the road from my old house. Was a movie called The Lucky Ones. When they were shooting it, it was called The Return, which is quite good. It's Rachel McAdams, Tim Burton. So Tim Robbins and Michael Pena, who I seem to give a lot of crap to. It's mostly because he keeps showing up in movies that I don't like. I like Michael Pena. So he's in this movie. But he's not in this movie. Who is in this movie? Ty Sheridan leads this film, and bear with me. There's quite a lot to discuss in the premise side of it. So basically, we are at the beginning of this movie, and we get like that text similar to Cat. Weird coming out so close to Chaos Walking, but basically the idea is that due to some event, I'm guessing climate change, they seem to imply it's climate change, Earth is no longer habitable in the future, and they have like this little like prologue saying that we spent years, decades trying to find a habitable planet for Earth. In 2063, they found one, and basically the idea is this company, they're putting a ship together, and basically the crew is going to be made up of children, who, it's going to be an 86-year mission, and basically the idea is that these children will grow up on that ship. They're basically born literal test tube babies, like they're not born the natural way, which is men and women laid together. They are made where literally they take like a sperm and an ovum, and then they grow it in basically like these like little sack-like objects. And basically the baby grows, and we see it time-lapse style. So they grow these kids with sort of donored eggs and semen. Basically what happens is that they grow up. And the idea is that they will eventually grow up and also, non-sexually, will have children of their own, who will eventually have children. And so their grandchildren will eventually be the ones who will be habiting this new planet when the 86-year mission is completed. But so Colin Farrell, who's kind of taking a shine to these kids, basically when he gets to the point with the mission, he says, listen, I have nothing going on Earth. I know that I'm going to die on this ship. I will never make it to this planet, but I'm going to go up and be like the father to these kids. I'm going to raise these kids, basically. So he does. We jump ahead a decade, and basically these kids are now young adults, roughly older teenage. They're 30-somethings playing teenagers, but they're roughly teenagers. Basically, it is that they're also going to have kids in quick succession, so 24 is going to be the age when they're going to basically do this whole little, basically, impregnation by experimentation. So the idea is that, so they're going on this ship, basically, but you have a bunch of, hormonal kids. How do you keep them in line? How do you keep them from, getting their hands all over each other? Colin Farrell's idea is a liquid called the blue, and basically what this does is it has a toxin in it that essentially, it's like medicine, and they take it. It has a toxin in it that basically suppresses inner urges and basically makes these young people docile, sort of robotic kind of beings, sort of the Giver style. And basically what happens is that one day, Ty Sheridan's character, Christopher, he's looking into this. He and his friend Zach, who turns out to not be quite the friend he thought he was, find out about the toxin. They find out about it. They confront Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell swiftly exits the movie in an unexpected fashion, and basically these kids are now alone in space together. And they're no longer drinking the blue. And soon enough, factions are formed. Many of them led by Zach. And, both seem to like the young chief officer. Selah, played by Lily Rose Depp, daughter of Johnny Depp. Although Christopher's intentions seem to be more chivalrous than Zach's, who's quite handsy and evil and basically an intergalactic Bryce Walker. What could go wrong? A lot. And then soon chaos ensues. I'm just going to come right out with it. Every once in a blue moon, let's talk about this movie. Once in a blue moon, a movie comes along that pretty much, for me, that critics pretty much hate it. Like, it's like a 30, 20, this is, I think, last time I checked, 26%. Come on, guys. 26%. Every once in a while it happened. The Glass Castle was an example. Seeking for the End of the World. Movies that I still love, who are just, critics don't get it, or they don't like it, or it just is. The Empty Man, good example. Once a year this happens. 2021 Voyagers will be what happens, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't just like Voyagers, I kind of loved it. Now, I will say this. There are silly moments. There are. And there are messy moments. And there are moments where you do have to kind of take a leap. Describe the premise. The premise is a leap. The thing is, though, is that, one, I'm a sucker for movies about space, and I'm a sucker for movies about psychology and interpersonal dynamics among people. Those are my two favorite kinds of movies. So it was inherently appealing to me on the surface, but even that could have gone wrong. What really caught me was the setup. And it's one of those movies where either you are riding its jet stream, either it hooks you at the beginning and it keeps you, or it doesn't. It hooked me from the beginning, it kept me. I was compelled, I wanted to see what these characters are going to do. The actors, I also think that there's some misunderstanding about the actors. I think a lot of people are giving them the proper... And yes, it is a movie that is an amalgam of things you've seen before. It's a little bit Lord of the Flies. There's a little bit Lord of the Flies, of course, Little Neon Demon. Basically, the whole Refn catalog, there's a little bit of Requiem for a Dream in there. There's a touch of one of my favorite episodes of The Twilight Zone, the monsters are due on Maple Street, because there's also this paranoid element of a potential sort of extraterrestrial element that may or may not be going on that leads to more division among these kids. And so there's all this stuff. And so basically what makes it so interesting is that a lot of the actors, they are playing kind of robotic, monotone characters. I think that's the point. And I think a lot of the actors are getting a bad rap from critics saying that, oh, they're boring or bad. I don't think they're bad. I think they're really playing it to what the characters are, which are blank slates. Lily Rose Depp looks a lot like her dad. Not a bad-looking young actress. But, you can see where her dad comes from. She's quite good. She was also in a movie that I think is much lower grade than this. It was more of a Z movie, but that I quite like, which was Yoga Hosers, Kevin Smith. I actually like that film. I know I look at it as kind of a trauma-ish movie. It's not high art, but it's like a fun, Z movie. But basically, it's any movie that has a self-aware gag like Kevin Smith's daughter yelling, "I'm not even supposed to be here today," has to be worth something to me. I don't know. I'm just a goofball. But basically, she's quite good. Ty Sheridan, who I feel has been underused in a lot of movies. The first movie I really saw him in was The Tree of Life, which is a movie also has some parallels to. He was good in that, and then he was great in one of my favorite movies of the decade that just ended, which was Mud. If you haven't seen Mud, it's fantastic, with Matthew McConaughey. This is the best I've seen him in probably since Mud. He's quite good. The real star of this movie, though, is the villain, Zach, who is played here by, I believe his name is Fionn Whitehead, who has shown up in, he was the main guy in Dunkirk, quite good in that, and he was also terrific in Black Mirror, the Black Mirror interactive movie Bandersnatch. Yeah, that guy. The Bandersnatch guy. Not Colin Rittman, but the other one. Basically, he's the villain. He is just living this up. He's having a blast playing the villain. He's quite good. All the actors are good. They have some people who are familiar. There's the kid from Blinded by the Lights in this flick. Another movie that's quite good. There are also some really beautiful, just filming. The shots in this. There's a recurring sort of, they do sort of that Aronofsky vision of when they're first taking in the kind of the ecstasy of being young and uninhibited. They have like the kind of neon drenched the close up. They also have a really great motif that pays off beautifully in one of the final scenes of the film, and I'm not going to spoil it, involving the long hallways and corridors of this ship and sort of a long, quick pan through. Also, for a PG-13 movie, yes, this movie's PG-13. This movie follows the seemingly the after thing where as long as you don't show any graphic nudity, you can kind of do whatever you want in a PG-13. This movie, I was shocked it wasn't rated R when it was over, and I saw the rating, I'm like, oh my god, this is PG-13. Because they do push the limit. I love this film, quite frankly. I was really intoxicated by it. I think it's visually stunning. I think the acting is quite good for the kind of movie it is, and I think it's really compelling and intense. So, you know what? I'm not going to go all the way, but I'm going to go pretty far. I'm going to give Voyagers 4.5 stars. This would not be surprised if this shows up on the best list if it grows for me, because I was shocked by how much I liked this, especially considering the score. I was... Also, for anyone, I know this is like comparing apples and oranges, I know, but go see The Girl Who Believes in Miracles and then tell me this movie's not good. Come on. Not saying that this is a legitimately good movie. I'm not using that as a baseline, but still. Alright. So, close the book on Voyagers, 4.5 stars. Trailer trash. We got some new ones too. We got some old ones. We got some new ones too. Let me take out my handy dandy little thing there. Also, speaking on the stuff I was in a theater with like 2 other people who I think they assumed they were the only ones in there because they were kissing throughout the whole movie, and it looked like maybe... I'm not going to say anything, but maybe they wanted me to go. Like, they didn't want me to be there for obvious reasons. Relax. I have a story I might want to tell one day about what happened at my screening of Hustlers. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry. Don't get Red Band, Grant. Voyagers. Okay, so this is the trailer trash for Voyagers. The Night House, we talked about it, looks really creepy. Rebecca Hall. Cruella. Again, I feel like I've talked about this in every theatrical movie review. Looks like fun. Excited for it. Emma Stone. I love her. I love the character. 101 Dalmatians, the Glenn Close movies were my childhood, and she's very much involved in this, and I'm excited. So, looks good. F9, Fast and Furious 9, excited about it. Finding You, this is one I brought up a couple times. Kind of looks like leap year-ish. Cute little movie. Looks like a cute little movie. Who knows? Maybe it'll be really bad, but looks cute enough. They're giving work to one of the Dairy Girls. I can't be mad at that. Okay, there's A Quiet Place Part 2. I honestly forgot this was coming out. I guess it's coming out this summer? I'm pumped. I don't quite know how they're going to make a sequel. The first one was great. So, like, I'm definitely the majority on that one. That was a great movie. This one I'm excited for. I had not even heard of this movie. It's a new Taylor Sheridan movie. With Angelina Jolie. It looks like kind of like a weird sort of hybrid of not only Taylor Sheridan's typical sort of neo-westernism, but like a little bit of like a cross between Taken and Backdraft. Okay, it's called Those Who Wish Me Dead. Those Who Wish Me Dead. That looks really good. Looking forward to that one. I'll definitely check that one out. And the last one, and this was a trailer we talked about before, but a different trailer for it. That's new. Spiral from the Book of Saw. This is a new one. It gives you a better idea. Looks quite good. You can see that maybe it's not taking itself as seriously as I thought. It's going to have more of that, maybe that Chris Rock sort of sarcasm in it, but still have the scares. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm a big fan of Chris Rock. I'm a big fan of Sam Jackson. And I'm a big fan of Saw. And then also, like, Hermione Lodge is in this movie from Riverdale. What? Looks good. So, yeah. I'm almost out of time, so let's wrap this up. I will see you guys tomorrow for Thunder Force, movie review, SNL, again, barring, like, a breakdown. And then either way, I'll watch it at some point, even if we can't do it live, and I'll get it to you eventually. And a Pennyworth Season 2 review at the end of the weekend, too. So, that'll be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all. I'm happy to share it with you. Thank you all. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Be kind to one another. Especially now. And be kind to Voyagers. Give it a chance. It's really good. Go in with an open mind. Love you all. Class dismissed. I love you 3000. Watch out for those crazy kids on that spaceship. On anywhere. Alright. Thank you.